What is up, guys? Welcome back to part 5 of the Salvage Corvette rebuild. This episode, we're gonna get started with some suspension fixes. I got our control arm right here. So let's get the car jacked up and then we'll see what else we could do. If you guys remember, our rear tow arm was pretty bent up. So that's the one we're actually gonna replace right now. I was messing around with this one right here, but it wasn't working. And then I realized that you actually need an Allen wrench to hold it here, and then with an adjustable wrench actually take it off. Otherwise you're just going to keep spinning and never come off. Man, there is a nut right back here that's super hard to get to. You also need to hold it with an Allen wrench, and then with an adjustable wrench get in here. The only problem is there's not enough space for an adjustable wrench, so this might be fun trying to take it out. So this one isn't as straightforward as I thought. I think we got it. So the way I had to get it out, because I've really just no space, and I'm sure there's some kind of tool for it, but I didn't have one, so I had to kind of put clamps on this side and use this crazy looking contraption to actually get through here and get up there. Here's a comparison, the old control arm and the new one. As you can see, big difference, and why our wheel was slightly crooked. So hopefully when we put the new one, it's gonna be nice and straight, even though this is where you do alignment, where you adjust the toe, so probably gonna have to get an alignment anyway. But overall, massive improvement. Let's grab this thing and install it back here. Hopefully it's gonna be easier than the uninstallation. Got the control arm changed. Of course, not without some creativity and some band-aids and a bunch of dirt. Weirdly enough, that backside was probably the hardest part so far of the build, just because it took me like an hour to take off. But that's just your typical suspension. For now, all that's left is let's put the wheel back on and clean up. All right, it's a new, beautiful, and hot Saturday afternoon, and today the goal is to try to get rid of this ugly fender gap. As you can see, I could fit about 4 fingers here, and it really doesn't look that nice. Same thing up front, there's plenty of space here. And the cool part about these Vettes is, I don't know if you guys know, because they have leaf springs, they could actually just be adjusted with the screw, which is pretty awesome. Like my whole life, I always usually went through a lot of trouble to lower a car, whether it's installing coilovers or lowering springs. Just paying for them is pretty expensive, but this is 100% free. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and at the same time learn myself. Let's get started. So before I jack it up and take off the wheels, I want to know what the difference is and how much we actually lowered it. Sometimes it's hard to actually say to the eye. So this side is 27.5 inches, and let's check out the other one. And this side is about 27.25. We're gonna do the front first. So the first step is to jack up the front of the car and put it on jack stands. Okay, so we got the wheels off, the car up in the air, and as you guys can see, the Corvette doesn't actually have any springs. We have the strut right here, but really what it uses is this right here. which is a leaf spring, and the height is adjusted by this bolt right here. This is a 10mm up front, up here. So really what you gotta do is just gotta put your tool in here, your wrench, and you wanna spin it counterclockwise to kind of close down this gap right here, and that will lower your car. The only thing is, this is really tight and you really don't wanna strip this screw, or else you're gonna have a nightmare replacing it. So what you want to do is you want to take off the load a little bit by lowering the car onto these leaf springs just a little bit by dropping it on your jack stands. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so even with us kind of taking off the pressure, this one doesn't want to move, so I spray some WD-40 on it, and hopefully that helps. Try this one. There it is. Here we go. Gonna spin it as much as it goes. Okay, so that side is done. I don't think it's going any farther. Good here, let's go try the other side. Make sure it's dropped some more. There we go. It's fully resting on here. And let's try this one. Yeah, still stuck. So I'm gonna try to break this one off camera because it's kind of hard to do this one-handed. Well, here's what happened. I still can't get it off. Maybe it's the cheap Harbor Freight quality, or maybe that thing is really stuck in there, which sucks. So I'm really trying hard not to strip it out. Well, it happened to me too. Completely stripped that bolt. I really tried everything, at least that I have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let go of this front end for now and start on the back end, and then maybe later today I'm gonna go get some, you know, better tools to try to really get that thing out of there. Okay, so luckily this one broke loose. We are lowering this side, the rear right of the car as we speak. I think that's the farthest that'll go. Nice. This side's done. Let's go try the other side. Yes, it was starting to strip and then it finally started moving. So phew, got really close with this one. So 3 out of 4, not bad. So we just got one more wheel to come back to. Let's finish this up. Okay, so it's the next morning. Last night I ordered one of these pieces right here. It's a rounded bolt or nut removal tool. I'll show you guys how it works. But shout out to Amazon because I ordered this thing last night and I wake up and this morning, early in the morning, it's ready at my doorstep. So let's try this out. So basically, this tightens in the broken or rounded nut here, and then you kind of put a wrench to it right here, and you should be able to spin it. So hopefully we have enough space up here. I'm gonna go try to install this, and I'll show you guys how it works. Okay, so it's on there like that, and now we need to put a wrench on top, which I don't think a wrench is gonna fit right now, so we're probably gonna have to take off this strut, but we'll try first. Okay, I think it's moving now. We finally got this thing all the way back up. So now let's put the strut back on and put together the wheel, put the wheel back on too. All 4 corners are lowered. Obviously the suspension has to set in. In summary, this little tool is awesome, so if you ever need it, I'll drop a link in the description. You can probably get it pretty quick on Amazon. Let's wait a couple hours and we'll remeasure and see how much I actually dropped the car. Alright, so I let the car sit for about, well, a couple hours actually, and now it's time to measure the difference. So this one was 27.5, and now it's about almost about 26.5. So we went down by almost an inch. Mine was already, looked like someone tried to lower it before already, so it wasn't at its highest setting, but I think a lot of Corvettes that haven't been touched could still be lowered by a lot more. If that doesn't work out, you could always order special lowering bolts, so I might end up doing that later on. But for now, this is how you lower your Corvette. I'm still not super happy with kind of the gap we have here, but we are getting aftermarket wheels sooner or later and try to fill out this gap some more. And it was finally time to tighten up all the panel gaps and fix all the splash guards. They're kind of changes that aren't very visible on camera, but in person they really make the car look complete, even though they do take a while to do. As you can see, we're still missing a lot of these fender clips all around the car, and I've actually overnighted some of these from Amazon. I only needed a couple, but I think there's like 150 in here, so definitely should be enough. That's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. We got a lot done today, and we're pretty much just waiting for the paperwork now. And in the next episode, hopefully we could actually register the car and take it out for our first real test drive. I'll give you guys my review of it. And then in the coming weeks, we finally get to do the fun stuff, which is modding the car. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Peace.